Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. What a beautiful good morning we have here at the Center for Spiritual Living in Napa Valley. So glad you decided to join us. We're going to begin with Diego Garcia here leading us in an opening song. Glad you're here with us today.
I can't help it, God makes me want to sing. I can't help it, God makes me want to sing. It makes me feel so good, I can do most anything. I can't help it, God makes me want to sing. I can't help it, God makes me want to sing. It makes me feel so good, I can do most anything. Can't help it, God makes me want to sing. I can't help it, God makes me want to sing. It makes me feel so good, I can do most anything.
Thank you, Diego. So wonderful to do a little singing in the morning, to kind of waking us up. And I just wanted to give you another welcome, especially this might be your first time joining us or first time in a while. You're welcome, as well as those people who are outside the Napa Valley who are joining us. Welcome to you also. It's funny how we greet each other as we go wherever we live. And we are believers in recognizing the God in each other as we connect with people, as we see people. But things have changed so much with our stay at home that the greeting now might be like, Nama, stay away from me, please. Or Nama, stay home, please. Or the one lately I've seen a lot is we're grateful when people are wearing their mask out, and I think you can still hear me here, in the mask, and you can say, well, the mask in me greets the mask in you, so that's namaske, namaske, okay. No audience here to hear that, but I hope you appreciated that. So we're going to do something a little different today. The greeting we usually do at the end to greet people, we're going to do it at the beginning, so I just want to say that we bless you today, knowing that the peace and health you seek is also seeking you. We honor your inner radiance as you let your light shine in the world from wherever you are. And we're grateful for your presence in our community and our online community today. So thank you, and many blessings that are here. We have a small group of people here who are helping with the tech crew and with Alex and Phil and Shauna here. We appreciate them, and of course we appreciate our own Diego Garcia here, who this is his last Sunday with us officially, and we will honor him during the service today. But in the meantime, we're just going to enjoy his music, what we have today. So we want to begin always by expressing our vision and mission that we have today, that we have for our center. So if you repeat it with me, we are an inclusive community.
We are an inclusive community
for spiritual growth and compassionate action.
for spiritual growth and compassionate action.
We are co-creating a world that works
We are co-creating a world that works
for everyone
for everyone
by living intentionally,
by living intentionally,
loving unconditionally,
loving unconditionally,
and seeing God in all people and all faiths.
and seeing God in all people and all faiths.
I wanted to let you know a few announcements before we begin the sacred part of our service. The first was, please join us immediately after the service. We have a Zoom online community where we can connect with each other person to person. Also, we appreciate your support with prayers and financial contributions. I know that the practitioner and the board and Kristen and Mary and all of us have felt your prayers, have felt your support, and we really appreciate it. And we also want to offer prayers for you. If you have prayer requests, you can go on to our website, and there's a link there for prayers, as well as a link for that we have through Facebook that you can click on that for your prayers. So feel free to do that. The practitioners and I are still meeting virtually and meet over those prayers every week, and we hold you in that light and that healing for that. Thank you. Also, I will send you a link out today. We're asking that you fill out a survey. We're wanting to check in on the community as a whole, and there's an online survey you can do. It's really easy. You just click on it. It's amazingly easy, even if you're not technology savvy. It's pretty easy to do. You just click the link, and then there's just 4 or 5 click questions there. There's some fill-in things if you want to, but it's not necessary there. Also, we're starting new classes, not starting this week, but registration. You'll hear about these classes this week. On Tuesday night, Kristen is teaching a class called Circulation, Joining the Dance. It's an abundance class. As she continues to, this being her senior year in ministerial school, and giving tools and teachings that she's learned from her ministerial training. And then on Thursday night, that's a 5-week class, and then on Thursday night I'm starting a class called Spiritual Fitness, Body, Mind, and Heart. Now this is going to be an ongoing class. Each class on Thursday night that starts at 6:30 is going to be separate. So you can just take one class, come in when you can, or if you want to take the series, it will count for credit towards practitioner requirements if you so want. You can be part of one or part of the, it's probably going to go on to 8 to 10 weeks, and you can be a part of any of that. And then finally, as I mentioned, this is Diego's last Sunday with us officially. If you didn't get a chance to send him a card or an email, please do go ahead and send the email to me or send the card here to the center, and we'll get it to him because we know where he lives. So now we'll begin with the sacred part of our service.
Still my mind, be at peace in my awakening. I release with my heart, free my soul in my awakening. I am whole. Om Shanti 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 Om Shanti.
So as we step into this time of just beingness, God space, we just allow ourselves to realize that there is only God around us, only Spirit, only good. That we just allow our mind to let go of anything outside of that it is not. Because the truth is, we are one with all that is. We are magnified by the truth that we are this divine being right where we are. That we don't need to go anywhere or be anybody more than we are. We receive all of Spirit's love within us and around us, the joy and the peace, that which we seek is right here with us, within us. And we simply allow it to be realized within us. we allow ourselves to be in this moment as we take a moment of just being in silence. What a blessing life is. What a blessing the truth that we are one is. And that all is well. And so it is.
And so it is. I'd like to share this first song with you. It was one of the early songs that I learned when I came to the center. It had been performed in such a magnificent way by Stephen Mitchell up in Seattle. It's always brought me great joy and comfort to sing it, especially in these times when we don't have the visual context of being in community physically in the same room. We ask ourselves sometimes, well, is God even there? And we have but to get quiet and to listen very carefully in that quiet, and the voice rings loud. This is called You Are There. Lord, you took the fibers of my being and knit them to your will before my birth. You molded and predestined me before I drew a breath and gave me all I need to walk this earth. You know what I'll say before I say it. You go before and even follow after me. You placed your hand of blessing on my head and on my heart, and it seemed too great and glorious to believe. I can never be lost to your spirit. I can never get away from your love. If I go up to the heavens or descend to earth below, you are there. You are there. If I ride the wings of morning to the ocean, even there your hand will guide and strengthen me. If I try to hide in darkness, still your light shines through, and you're there. You are there. If I ride the wings of morning to the ocean, even there your hand will guide and strengthen me. If I try to hide in darkness, still your light shines through, and you're there. You are there. You are there. You're always there. You're always there.
Thank you, Diego. We'll do more an official honoring of him later in the service, but I just want to say that you have always been here for the last 15 years. Many of us have become fan Diegos and appreciated all that you have. So thank you for being here. So I have a brief talk today, and then I'm going to bring Diego back up to honor him. But I do want to talk about this idea about fire in the belly, because I think it's an important topic about as we continue this quarantine that we have, this social distancing, that allow the passions that lies within us to be recognized and realized. Now, when I talk about fire in the belly, I'm not talking about that heartburn you have because you didn't go to the store in a while and you're trying to clean out the cabinet. But I'm talking about something inside of you that is passion, that is purpose, that is, it might have died down to an ember or grown cold, but there's ways to rekindle it. There's ways to follow it. There's ways to open up to it, to invite it back into ourselves. It is an aliveness and a vibrant energy that, for me, I experience it in my belly. The solar plex, that is, in chakra terms, is the center of personal power, of claiming our power. And it's not ego-based if we allow Spirit to come through us and use us in this way to use our passions, to guide us in using our passions. Because at times these passions can be a wildfire that's out of control, and it seems to consume us and do damage in the way. But it's with the divine that we can channel it into purpose and open up to a greater sense of who we are. I remember the first time that I thought about the idea of passion. My father, who was a very enthusiastic man, and he had many ideas for me in my life, which I rolled my eyes at many times. But he talked about one of his favorite books was called Zorba the Greek, and it was later made into a movie. But the original book was by Nikos Konstantakis. Too many consonants there to know how to say that. But the character, through Nikos, talked about how to be alive is to look for trouble. And to have everything but one thing, madness. We need a little madness, or else we never dare to cut the rope and to be free. And the character also said the highest point a person can attain is not knowledge or virtue or goodness or victory, but something even greater, more heroic, more inspiring, sacred awe. So this idea of passion, this idea of the fire in our belly is something that's alive and vibrant and deeply connected and powerful. And we allow Spirit to be able to use it. I remember a minister I used to have. He was a Pentecostal minister who I went to that church for a while. And he always talked about that we should be on fire for God. Now, he was talking about a God out there, and I still recognize God is all around us, but we can still be on fire for this passion and the spiritual realm within us, and allowing this to be our deeper connection in life. Charles Fillmore, the founder of Unity, which is one of our New Thought cousins that shares a lot of our beliefs about oneness and affirmative prayer, gave this affirmation that I love and say it often. I sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things which ought to be done by me. I sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things which ought to be done by me. So as we experience this fire within us, this passion for life, this zeal for life, let us not let it grow cold in any way. Let us rekindle it. If you think about kindling, you think about if you do a fire, little twigs to start it, to the kindling, the smaller wood before you put the big logs on. And that's with our passion that we need to build it and allow it to open up through practice and preparation. And Ernest Holmes says there's a place within us that lies open to the infinite, that allows this greater sense of who we are. You know, we allow this practice and passion to be something that we can allow this rekindling to happen. This last week, the Islamic tradition, their sacred days of Ramadan started. And from sunrise to sunset, they fast. And for them, this is a way of dedication, a way of purification, a way of opening up to Spirit, to allow a greater sense of, I would say, this fire within to be rekindled. And all faiths have different kinds of ways they prepare for it. The Native Americans have sweat lodges, the baptism of the Christians, the mikvah of the Jewish communities. Or for those who are more into taking walks, you have a sun bath, letting the sun come down on you, or a forest bath, walking in. It can be as simple as a shower or a bath you take, a meditation with a cleansing breath, which is in through the nose and out through the mouth. Whatever that is, it's a way of rekindling this and finding this fire. In Science of Mind, we talk about the fire within our prayers, our affirmative prayers, that we want to find the passion. We want to find the deeper connection with it. And when we feel the shift, that's when we know the affirmative prayer is completed, when we feel the shift happening within consciousness, because that's where this prayer work is done, is within the prayer that we have, that we know. Rumi, the mystic, said, when the brain and belly burn from fasting and meditation, every moment a song rises out of the fire. So this spiritual practice, a fire can rise out of it. We find a stillness and allow the fire to be opened up. We know these are interesting times. When we open up to this fire within us, a revelation, an awakening, we also know when we are challenged, as this character Zorb the Greek said, when everything goes wrong, what a joy to test our soul and see if it has endurance and courage. To see if it has endurance and courage, we find the fire to deal with these challenges. I have a friend who is recovering from having the coronavirus. And I was fascinated by her email to me that talked about being grateful for the experience. And at first I was taken back by what she said. And as I read it, I realized that we all have the opportunity to find this courage, this passion, this fire in our belly, even when that fire is a fever. It may be hard to find, but she said this: I have such joy and a thankful heart that I'm ready to explode. I feel so blessed to have endured the hardest days of my life with the virus. My husband, who wasn't sick at the same time, but trying to do his best to take care of me and still be socially distant from me, wasn't so excited about it. He was worried about me, concerned. But now all I can think of is that I was so lucky to have contracted COVID. Not many people are saying that these days. But this has happened to me before, she said. During the darkest days of my life, I have felt so alive and blessed. With my strength returning, I have begun to meditate and pray again. I'm sure it was difficult at the time. Mostly it is about thanks for having this experience. Wow. So we can let this fire within us bring us to a place of purpose and passion. You know, when we talk about purpose, some people go around looking all around for their purpose, almost like it's something they've lost, like they look under sofa cushions or something, or they put on their tile finder to see if they can figure out where it is, or a GPS location of their purpose, and they keep searching for outside of themselves, when really a purpose is quite simple. It's just allowing this passion to be with us, and it's not so much doing outside of ourselves as doing within us. You remember Mother Teresa's quote. She said, all of us cannot do great things, but all of us can do small things with great love. And so it is the great love that brings us to this passion and this purpose. It is through the small things that we can do. Sonia Choquette, who wrote Soul Lessons and Soul Purpose, said, "You must not define yourself by experience or conditions, for while these are tools you can use, they are not who you are. You are spirit, a fiery, heavenly, intelligent, created by God and unlimited in nature. There is no limit to what you can create as long as you can visualize it. Do not concern yourself with how the desired creation will come about." So less concerned about the outcome and more being with this natural part of ourselves that is this fire and this passion and this vitality and this opening. And we can do small things with great love. In the newspaper today, the Register, you can get it online if you don't get it, if it's not delivered to you. There was a person in there who worked at Nob Hill, and her name is Angie Thornton. And she is a regular grocery store worker, and at first she was overwhelmed by people's panic and fear and hoarding, and it really set her back because it wasn't her usual experience as a clerk. But her and her fellow employees, they got tie-dye shirts that said "Be Kind" on it, and they switched themselves to say that their goal in life now was to kill people with kindness, like, you know, metaphorically, of course, and hope that it will change. Because if they love people enough, and I've seen it around me also in stores and phone conversations, customer relations, people are always, they're trying to connect on a deeper level. And we can do the same thing, and I know some of us are, for everything from making masks to reaching out to people they haven't reached out with in a while, and keeping their connection even when people are struggling. Sending compassion cards, sending the point. So in this passion that we have, in this channeling it, so if we have this fire, how can we allow Spirit to use us to love more, to be intentional in our lives? It's to opening up to Spirit. Remember, there is no wrong way to be on purpose. We simply invite Spirit to come through us, and as Charles Fillmore talked about, be open to what is to be done by us. Spirit, what is mine to do today? How can I serve love in this situation? How can I serve a greater good? And just either in journaling or in quiet moments listening to this inner guidance you have, or having conversations with others about what's coming alive in you, what this passion is within you. You want to do something about it, but you don't know what to do. And so with another person or in journaling, you can begin to brainstorm, or allowing Spirit to reveal in you. It can come clear what is yours to do. And we know that baby steps are often the best steps to take first, because you can gain some confidence. And yes, you're going to fall down sometimes just like a baby does, but they always get themselves up and try again, and that's what we keep doing. I know people that have taken their passion that started with just an idea, an insight, an interest, a curiosity, and they changed jobs, they moved to a new location, they begin a new relationship, or added a circle of friends, or created some sort of mastermind group that they can hone things in. They started a new kind of healing practice that might be a part-time practice, a new art, a new form of painting or drawing. Just they wanted to express this passion. It doesn't have to be a thing we do in the outside world. Just to express this passion is enough. just to be with it and be alive and be vibrant. It adds to the consciousness in this realm that we can light the world on fire with this passion. Light the world on fire. And we can do it from right where we are. We don't have to go anywhere. And it helps to connect with others about our ideas, to begin to put it in practice when it is ours to do, when there is something for us to do. And we know this. So I'm going to invite Diego back up here. And I just want to have a conversation with Diego. When I think about purpose and passion and being on fire, I think of what you've done for us in the past 15 years. 15 years is a long time. And so I just want to begin by opening up to you, and I want to say thank you, first of all, and just talk about how you began this whole journey. I mean, that was when Reverend Janet was here, and she had this idea. So how did you get invited to come here to start with?
Well, thank you, Reverend Jay. And first of all, I wanted to thank you and the NVCSL community for being so welcoming to my wife, Sarah, and I over all of these years. We've grown. We've been, this has been such a big part of our lives for so many years. I had gone to high school here in Napa at Justin Siena, and there my life's goal of being a lawyer got waylaid because I ran off with the circus, joined the theater, started becoming a musician, and then decided I wanted to see that through. So I went down to San Francisco, got myself a conservatory education, but as things go, you spend all your time learning and studying and getting your degrees, and then you get out of school and, I have to figure out what I'm going to do. So I was trying to find gigs here and there, playing, singing, doing whatever I could. And I sang over here in Napa at the Jarvis Conservatory. I'd come over and sing a few songs. And one day I got a phone call from Reverend Janet, and she was telling me that she was a member of a community here, a community that I had never heard of, and I wasn't really sure what the faith tradition was about. And she asked me to come over, and so we had lunch, we met, we talked. And even though I had a lot of questions because I didn't have any, historical background with what the community was or what it meant, I liked what she was saying. There was something very positive about placing your thoughts and your spirit into oneness with the divine source, and that was a way that I had been leading my life for so long. I had someone told a story about me where they described a quote that said something like, he went to the door and not realizing it was locked, opened it. So many things had been opened to me in my life when I just placed my intention, and I thought, that's really cool. And there's a whole community of people that are into that. And I had to warn her that I didn't know how to play the piano, though. So it just seemed like the kind of thing that you would have to be able to do. And she wasn't, worried about it. She said, it's going to be fine. There's something about your spirit that is called here. And that was very powerful to me, to have somebody, acknowledge the fact that I had, advanced degrees from a conservatory and that I had all this training and all of these credentials, and yet she was able to see right past all of that, which was, important, but it was really surface stuff. They're really just little collections of things, because that heart center, the spirit inside, is what she saw and what she was calling forth to serve. And I thought that was amazing. And what I found was that when I came here, I loved the community right away. I loved the centeredness, the givingness, the generosity. And as things go in my life, the things that I needed started to appear. Charlie Thompson, the wonderful pianist, musician here in Napa, wandered in one day. He introduced himself, and he asked if he could play the piano with me sometime. And I thought, this is wonderful, because, I can't play piano. And I started learning from him how to play. He just appeared, and we always get what we need We don't always get it at the same time or when we want it, but we just have to put ourselves on the path and say, how can I serve? And things tend to fall into place.
Well, thank you for answering that call, and thank you for Reverend Janet's wisdom in seeing more than you saw the potential in you. So what of our teachings or principles have been important to you as you walk through your life now going to be a lawyer?
So it would be impossible to be in this community for any period of time and not start to absorb the teachings. And there were so many truths that would begin to emerge. One of the first things that I learned here was how to start to be still. It was not something that I was used to. I was used to, from going to a college prep school and having lots of activities all the time, just being kind of running ragged from thing to thing, never taking the time to stop and contemplate. I felt that if I stopped, I would either lose momentum or I would be too afraid to hear what was there in the silence. And it was here that I learned that I could be in the silence and it would speak to me the words and the messages that I needed. And it took some practice, but getting to work with the choir here, with Kevin Reed, with some of the choir members were with me for the whole 15 years, and they had been here before, because it was a place where we could put spiritual practice into practice outside of just sitting and praying, but we were praying through music. But we would start every choir practice with prayer. And just by learning the rudiments initially, because I didn't take practitioner training or anything, I started to find a power in it, and it started to give me, in my life, comfort, strength, guidance. I was thinking about it this morning. I woke up very, very early because I didn't want to be late. It's kind of the constant thing, but I was never once late because I was sick. I was feeling, a little peaked sometimes, but I missed 15 minutes of one service because I had a flat tire, and then we had an earthquake once. Yeah. But other than that, they couldn't keep me away.
And he even tried to come that day, but there was a buckle in the road.
The road had to split for me not to want to be here in community. And it was the constancy of people gathering also with new thoughts and being able to explore new ideas, new ways of being, but principally to be able to put your thought out there, give it the power of intention, connect it to spirit, and then to move forward with it. It was a huge shift from what I had learned, which was roll up your sleeves, work really, really hard, hit your head against the wall as long as you have to, until the other guy gives up. And that serves in some circles, I'm sure, but giving it up to God was one of the strongest messages and the most powerful things that I ever learned here.
Yeah, and that's the other side of the fire within us, is that if we try and use it for ourselves without spiritual help, we become exhausted, and it's a very solo ride. So I appreciate that and so much in your singing, I see you allowing Spirit to come through you as you sing. So thank you for this beautiful expression that you've given us. So
thank you.
I wanted to let people know what's next a little bit, but it also ties into Diego, is that we will have different musicians. One of them is Charlie Thompson, who trained you to be a pianist. And the other thing is, what's important is one of my biggest disappointments in this spring when we've had to cancel our in-person services is not having the choir sing. Yeah. They had planned these beautiful Easter songs with Kevin Reed as their director. And I want to let you know that I and the center stay committed to having a choir here, and Charlie Thompson will be the interim pianist, and Kevin is still going to be involved in the choir. So we appreciate all of that. And so I just want to make sure people know that you are in good hands. We have different musicians coming, and we will miss you. I don't think there's any way we can replace Diego, but we'll find ways for you to be inspired and touched with the heart, because the same Spirit that came through you is the same Spirit that comes through all of us. So, and your unique expression has been a delight. I know I have enjoyed my personal connection with you as a friend, and also professionally, you were always so present with how can I serve? And I would like, I'm an external processor, if you don't know that about me. But so I would go, well, I don't know, I'm thinking about doing this, and you would go, oh, we could do it this way. And I'd go, okay, let's do it that way. There would be this collaboration involved. Yeah. And early on when I first got here, my first year or two, you did a lot of encouraging me to step up bigger and brighter, and because you had more stage experience than I did, and I really appreciate that. And even recently, when I am trying to talk to an empty crowd, I was struggling with that at first, and you talked about how you did studio work, and you've done that, and just gave me a little guidance in how to talk to an empty room. So I appreciate everything you've been professionally. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Reverend Jay.
And then I wanted to just do a little bit of acknowledgments. First of all, we have many cards and that people have sent in, as well as I printed out all the emails that people sent. So that's all right here. Yes.
6 feet.
We have, oh, sorry.
No, we're good. We're good.
We have flowers by from the choir, as well from the board and our community up front here, and cards from everybody there. But I wanted to read some of these because I appreciated the choir also did a video, which I'll post online. We can't really show it this morning, but it was a very cute Zoom room. I don't know if you've been sent this yet, but you will be, I'm sure. It's adorable. It's just adorable. And they recorded their Zoom call and gave you some sentiments. But also, as a whole, they said this, Diego, it's time for tears. The tears are from sadness, but also from the great joy that we shared singing, inspired by you, taught by you, always with your patience, skill, and humor. Your prayers are exquisite. I don't know if you know this. He's a great practitioner, even though it's not licensed practitioner, and set the tone for our singing. Thank you for sharing your many extraordinary gifts with us. We are grateful beyond measure. Love, the choir.
Thank you.
And then I'm just going to read a few of these. It's not the whole thing. I'm sorry I don't have time to read all your emails, but he has copies of them in the bag, I promise. So Judy Wagner says, thank you for the past 15 years of awe-inspiring music. She said 13. Maybe she wasn't here for all 15. So inspiring music, spiritual and artistic uplift, sensitive and responsive support for church leadership, choir members, and every person fortunate enough to be present for Sunday services and concerts. Joe Maharovich, you see God in all people. You recognize, reinforce, and encourage the strength of others. I didn't write. Oh, I see. This is Harris and Johanna. And they said, you'll be greatly missed. Thank you for all the wonderful music and adding the spiritual touches to the service over the years. Susan Fransky, I just started coming here really in the last year and look forward to your piano playing and your singing, so many gifts. And thank you for sharing them all with us. Marty and Chris Shoulders, magnificent gift to NVCSL, enormous talent, beautifully evolved spiritually, has added enormously to Sunday services. There are some of those people that have been with you from the beginning.
From the beginning, yes.
Yes. It's not like he started this way. He always had a beautiful voice, but it's this allowing spirit to come through you.
But here was the refining of it changed from performance, which we talked about, to service. It became, how am I called to use this conduit of singing, of music, to serve spirit? To serve community. I learned that here.
Beautiful. Lori Hart says that you have, your face is the mark of a performer. The cleft in your chin is evidently part of Chinese medicine. So the mask of a performer. Nancy Walker says you're the soul of the church. Dick Heiselman, your departure will leave a big hole. You've been a major part of the spiritual experiences I find in our services. Sherry Ruzi, I remember saying to you one day, I loved your song so much. Do you know angels are surrounding you and singing through you? And you hesitated. She goes, no, I'm really serious. And you said, I know they are.
Yeah.
Peggy Usack said, thank you for giving not only your awesome moving music, but also giving your beautiful heart. Janice Davis, it's not easy to find words to describe what you mean to this spiritual community, but I'll try anyway. Spiritual, grounded, heart-based, calm, talented, professional, compassionate, and intelligent, decisive, understanding, and loved. Mike and Mary Ward, may God continue to bless the space between us. And finally, Reverend Janet sent me a little something.
Aww.
And she said, dearest Diego, my friend, here are the gifts you have given me personally and also given to the community. D, for dedication, dependability, and diplomacy. I, inspiration, intentionality, and inclusiveness. E, energetic, expansive, and eye candy with your sense of style. G, gifted, gracious, generous. O, open, optimistic, and original. You're one of a kind. Your Diego-ness has made a huge difference. Blessing on your journey. Take my love, our love with you, and know how much you are loved and appreciated. With respect and a thankful heart, Reverend Janet.
Thank you.
So I just, I appreciate all that you are, and I know, the song that we sing at the end, the stand song, to me has become really important in my life. And I just see you in your new life as a lawyer taking a stand for truth and joy and love out in the world. And I hope and pray that we've given you that inspiration and the principles to be able to do that. So
Yes, you have. I can already feel it. I'm not a lawyer yet until I get my license next year, or the end of the year, but I can already feel that when I go into a room where there's struggle, where there's pain, where there's the feeling that it's just a fight, and everything that I've learned here is that you can shift the atmosphere in that very room by just knowing Spirit right then and there, and it just starts to manifest right in front of me. And I feel called to do that work now.
yeah, wonderful. Well, namaste.
Thank you.
And kind of to wrap things up, it's always, I always say his music, especially his music before my talk kind of opens the heart, and his music at the end completes my thoughts in so many ways. And today, it is a song that completes your thoughts in so many ways. Go ahead.
When I was a boy, each week, Sunday we would go to church, listen to the Father preach. He would preach the holy word, consecrate the holy bread. Everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. 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 When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two. Jesus made the water wine. I remember feeling sad. Miracles don't happen still, but now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Everything is holy now. 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 And wine from water's not so small. An even better magic trick is that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. holy water was rare at best. I could barely wet my fingertips. Now I have to hold my breath. I could drown in a sea of it. There used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-downs. Now I'm walking with a reverent air, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything is holy now. 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 And wine from water's not so small. An even better magic trick is that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. This morning, outside I stood, I saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush, singing like a scripture verse. Made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. 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 Everything is holy now.
Thank you, Diego. Everything is holy now, and it's just recognizing it, and we recognize the holy in you, and we know the holy continues to go with you and with all of us. So thank you for being you. This time in our service, we invite people to support us financially, as well as continuing with prayers for us as we pray for you as well. What I've done today is I've taken all the mail that we received this week and put it into the Sharing of Abundance basket that we usually pass around. But it's been passed around through the post office and through Facebook donations, PayPal donations that we do on our website. There's also, you're probably being sent a link for that. We have a shortened PayPal link. It's paypal.me/NVCSL that you can send directly to. And if you've given to us, and I also know that some people are challenged with giving right now, and we understand that. And that if you have an abundance with your sharing abundance, we appreciate you giving more than usual to continue to support our center at this time. But what we take is this which is in front of us, and know that divine love as me blesses and multiplies us. All that I am, all that I circulate, and all that I receive. And so it is. Thank you for your contributions. We also appreciate our children. Kristen's here. She actually did a service with Monterey today, but she's up here. We don't have another microphone, though. Is it on? Can you turn that microphone on? So we could do the blessing for the children as well.
So for all of our children of our community and the children of the whole planet, we love you.
We love
Well,
you.
we love you.
We bless you.
We bless you.
We care about you.
We care about you.
And we're here for you.
And we're here for you.
And so it is.
And so it is. And then our ending affirmation, that if you'll repeat it after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
Something wonderful
is
is
happening through me right now.
right now.
I am led by Spirit.
I am led by Spirit.
I am guided by wisdom.
I am guided by wisdom.
I am protected by love.
I am protected by love.
I am here to be a blessing.
I am here to be a blessing.
I am so grateful.
I am so grateful.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. So let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now.
I realized there was one more thing I wanted to add that I forgot. Alex, could you do me a favor? Do you have you may not have us. I'll send it out. I don't think we can do it now. We have engraved a special gift to you, a desktop emblem here. It's a clock. And it'll be for your new professional desk.
Thank you.
And it has an engraving from our community that we have this music that goes out to you and out into the world. So I will post it. It's up now? Okay. So you can see it online there and see the inscription that it's on the way. We'll send it to you.
Thank you.
It's just, we just wanted to give you something to remember us by, but also an inspiration for you to continue the music of the soul in your new venture.
Thank you.
So,
thank you. Blessings to all of you. Thank you.
So as you go forth this week, know that all is well, and this fire and passion within you creates purpose and life abundant. And so it is.
And so it is.
And thank you, Diego.
Thank you.